States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
United States of America.
Welcome to We the People of Rhode Island. There's a lot of things that don't get the media coverage that they deserve, and one of those things is Ron Paul. So, We the People of Rhode Island is here today to bear witness at the Ron Paul campaign rally at University of Rhode Island. Last week, Mitt Romney paid a visit to Rhode Island and drew a crowd of about 300 people. We're going to take a look inside and see what a Ron Paul rally looks like. How you doing? What's your name?
Chip Redahan.
You're from Rhode Island?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 3 questions. You ready? Who is the worst guy in Rhode Island politics?
Lincoln Chafee.
Nice answer. All right, what's your name?
Tony Tabano.
Welcome to the Rhode Island Ron Paul rally.
Thank you to be here.
Okay, 3 questions. You ready?
Got it.
In Rhode Island politics, who is the worst guy to you?
Cicilline.
All right, what's your name?
My name's Kevin Sosha,
You're from Rhode Island?
alias Bacala. I'm from Rhode Island.
Okay. 3 questions. You ready?
Go ahead.
In Rhode Island politics, who is the worst person?
Right now, in my book, our new senator. I'm not going to mention names.
How are you? What's your name?
My name's Haley.
And you're here to see Ron Paul today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we have 3 questions for you, opinion questions.
Ready.
Are you from Rhode Island?
Yes.
Okay, in Rhode Island politics, who is the worst guy to you?
Oh, Sancy.
Wow. Okay, what's your name?
Victoria.
Are you from Rhode Island?
I am.
In Rhode Island politics, who is the worst guy to you?
In Rhode Island politics, who is the worst guy?
You got to pick one.
Oh my gosh.
So many to choose from, huh?
I know there is. I mean, the one that immediately comes to mind is Chafee because it's so. Then I mean, there's also.
See, she said Chafee. Good enough.
Yeah.
Second, if there was one state or federal law that you could repeal, what would it be?
The death penalty.
If you could repeal one state or federal law, what would it be?
State or federal law? That's a good question. Marijuana.
Second question. If you could repeal one state or federal law, what would it be?
Let me think about this. Give me 30 seconds. Oh. We are the only, out of 2 states in the country, we are the only one, if you get a charge with something and you're on probation, you automatically get locked up.
So you'd want to change that law?
I would, yes, because if you get accused of something, you're automatically guilty.
Right, probation violation.
Right, probation violation, you're done.
Sierra Mycroft.
And you're here to see Ron Paul today?
Absolutely.
Okay, we got. If there were one state or federal law that you could repeal, what would it be?
Ooh, I don't know. There's definitely a lot of things that I'd like to see changed, though. I think the whole structure needs to be completely redone from the root to the top. So.
Number 2, if you could repeal one state or federal law, what would it be?
We get rid of lieutenant governors in Rhode Island.
If there were any state or federal law that you could repeal, what would it be?
I Immediately I think of the NDAA.
Wow. Out of all the issues we deal with, what is the most important issue to you?
I would say reforming the tax codes.
Nice.
I just think that the two-party system in this country needs to be reformed. I think guys like Ron Paul that don't necessarily adhere to the conventional views are the guys to do it.
Nice. Thank you very much. Thank you. Number 3. Out of all the issues we deal with, what is the most important issue to you?
The preservation of liberty.
Nice. Thank you very much. Out of all the issues that we deal with here in America, what is the most important issue to you?
The elderly.
Make a
Yeah,
statement.
I want to know why we can't take care of our elderly, why people like my parents have to go through co-pays and can't afford to pay their electric, their bills. They can't pay nothing because they got so many co-pays on their medical.
Medicare didn't work out so well, huh?
No, not at all.
Oh, there you have it. Out of all the important issues we deal with every day in this country, which one is the most important to you?
Most important to me is definitely the wars that we involved ourselves in that I don't think are very appropriate, especially because I do have a brother that is in the Marines now, and I definitely am afraid for his life, to be honest, and everybody else that has to put their life out on the line for those reasons.
Nice, thank you very much. Out of all the topics we deal with in this country every day, which one is the most important to you?
Tax law.
Out of all the issues we deal with every day, which one is the most important to you?
Out of all the issues we deal with every day, as far as what?
Any topic you hear in the news.
Which one is most important to me?
It could be food, it could be voting, voter fraud.
Oh man, there's so many. It's like I feel like I should have thought about these questions before coming on here.
Well, what's one thing that bothers you personally in politics?
Something that bothers me. Political apathy bothers me a lot, especially being on campus here at URI. We actually had an entire day where we devoted to just trying to get people to vote and register to vote. And there's just so much apathy where people just don't want to even deal with it. And I think that's one of the biggest problems is
Apathy.
Diane for that very nice introduction, and Barry for coming and getting this rolling. This is just wonderful, and your reception is just grand. Thank you very much. Before I get started, I want to introduce a couple very important people that came with me. My wife, Carol, is over here. Granddaughter with us. She's a senior at Texas A&M, and she's standing over here. But it certainly sounds like the revolution is alive and well. And can you imagine? I imagine you're just so surprised, but the media says we've disappeared. I think they're not only going to hear from us tonight, they're going to hear from us for a long time to come. Agency of government that we call the Fed. This is something that I'd been studying for a long time, and when the last link to gold was severed, I just sort of had a suspicion what would happen. Everything would explode on the side of spending and deficits and prices and financial bubbles and the crisis that we have. But the Fed is important because it facilitates big government. So we can describe what liberty is all about, and we can look for better people to go to Washington and hope they don't vote a certain way. But if you didn't have a Fed, it wouldn't be financed. Because the members of Congress, if they kept responding and saying, well, I have to vote for this or I won't get reelected, if they did that, they'd have to raise taxes if they didn't have the Fed. Or they had to keep borrowing. The interest rates would go up. As long as you have the Fed there, you delay the problem. You delay it, and you can allow this government to grow and grow. And that is what's happened. Almost every war fought throughout history has been fought with destruction of currencies. So in many ways, there's such a benefit with honesty and money. And the founders understood this, and they tried to save us from ourselves. But we didn't follow the rules. Matter of fact, they warned us rather clearly about democracy. Don't drift into democracy, because democracy is very bad because rights become arbitrary. Their argument was that democracy would eventually waste our economy and waste our whole system. And it would be consuming, it wouldn't be building wealth. And it would continue by the dictatorship of the majority to the point where the whole thing collapses on itself. So we know what the problem is, we know what the solution is. We need to get more energized, we need to change the nature of government, we need to change the understanding of the people and the role of government, and we can reverse that. We can once again restore the greatness of America with freedom and prosperity. Thank you very much.
Yes, I would like to make an opinion. First of all, I am a senior citizen. I've worked 2 jobs, and I'm able to collect Social Security. There are people who are out there that don't need it, and they use the excuse of, oh, I have ADD. If you can drive a car, what are you doing having ADD? Thank you.
Hi, my name's Michaela Gernon. I live in Westerly. I am just trying to get and to be a part of this, part of something towards a better future. I don't know which place to go to. I know there's tea parties or whatever. I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to say whatever it is that anybody's doing to make a difference, I want to be part of it, as much a part of it as possible. I'll do whatever, honestly, because I understand that this country is going somewhere bad, and it's not just this country, it's everywhere. And revolutions are starting all over the place, and I'm not saying that we have to go out and, have some sort of crazy mosh pit or something, but just whatever I can do, anything to help, I'm down. Just let me know. All right, bye.
Good afternoon. I am so sick and tired of watching on TV when the police get into trouble. They all come up with their little sob stories, and then they go to court with these high-priced lawyers, and these high-priced lawyers get them out on these little raps, on the little things. Oh, well, he was doing his duty, or this one and that. When are the people of Rhode Island going to wake up?
How's it going with the people of Rhode Island? This is Joe Hart, and I just want to let everyone know about some interesting news about Gaspee Point. Over here at the Asprey House, right at the point where the Gaspee burned, where they threw torches on it and burned it to the bottom of the ocean. And I happened to notice a really interesting sign on the side of the building. If you see suspicious activity, say something. And you know what? That's the most contradicting thing that I've ever seen. Especially at the most historical point, I think, in America when it comes to fighting for our freedom with force. And, if I see something, I'm throwing a torch at it. Let's put it that way. I'm going to throw a torch at it. I'm not going to say something. I'm going to respond, I'm going to do the right thing. I'm not going to call the authorities, which are probably going to screw it up, show up late, and do everything that's wrong about it. So, I say, throw a torch at it. Metaphorically, of course. All right. Have a good day. So it is up to you guys on Gaspee Point. Take care. Bye.
Hi, I am a senior citizen. I retired 7 years ago. I live on my Social Security, just barely make it. I don't know where people say that we are making so much money. I work for the state. If you didn't do overtime, that you wouldn't be able to balance your budget. So, I am a senior citizen receiving Social Security. I had to work 2 jobs. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kenneth Michael, and I was interested in whatever happened to the what I've just found on the YouTube about a gentleman named Michael Mandeville and his petition. Because I don't see any results from that. I guess he went to the Supreme Court, or he went to the court and did something, and claiming that it was a grand jury action or something. I'd like to get a follow-up on that, because we are we have a petition now for redress and demand, 10th Amendment stuff, and we'd like to speak to you and your organization about that and find out also what happened to Mike Mandeville's actions. Thank you.
Look who we found, the infamous Dan Badandi, our good friend. Dan, we're going to fire off some questions. Are you ready?
Go ahead, shoot.
3 questions. In Rhode Island politics, who's the worst guy?
Mitt Romney, so far. Sheldon Whitehouse.
Well, he was in Rhode Island last week, so he counts. And we are here with a friend to We the People of Rhode Island, Randy Swanson. He is our local Oath Keepers chapter leader. We're going to fire off our 3 opinion questions to him. Randy, in Rhode Island, who's the worst guy in politics?
The one that stays there too long.
That's a good answer. What's your name?
Michael.
Hi, Michael. Are you from Rhode Island?
I am.
3 questions for you. In Rhode Island, who's the worst guy in politics?
Right now, I'd have to say
A lot of choices.
it's Cicilline because he absolutely, the way he's backpedaling about, he said how he left Providence and things were good fiscally.
Oh, he's an obvious liar.
Turned out to be completely a lie, and he handed. I feel bad for Mayor Tavares, Angel Tavares, because Cicilline left him a mess, and the way that Cicilline has been defending himself is very disingenuous. I think so. I don't like the guy at all.
All right, next.
I hope that Hinckley, I think his name was. I hope that he gets demolished by him. I really do, because the guy's a disgrace.
All right, next. All right, ready? Yep. What's your name?
Bill Hannon.
Are you from Rhode Island?
Yes, I am.
First question. Out of all the people in Rhode Island politics, who is the worst guy?
All right, there's so many of them. I would, White House.
Sheldon Whitehouse, he says. Okay, what's your names?
Kristen.
Mike.
Carol.
Okay, are you from Rhode Island? No. Oh, well, here we go anyway. Okay, quick answers. Who is the worst person in Rhode Island politics?
Buddy Cianci.
Lincoln Chafee.
Buddy Cianci.
What's your name?
Nate.
Are you from Rhode Island?
No, I'm not.
Well, I'm sure you know Rhode Island politics. In Rhode Island politics, who do you think is the worst politician?
Actually, I don't know.
How about pick one from your state?
Pick one from my state?
Sure.
In all honesty, Joseph Lieberman.
Joe Lieberman. If you could repeal one state or federal law, what would it be?
Well, Patriot Act, definitely.
Okay, if there were a state or federal law that you could repeal, what would it be?
I like Ron Paul's answer about the last 40,000 laws that just got passed since January.
Next question. If there were one state or federal law that you could repeal, what would it be?
Right now, I'd have to say a tie between the Patriot Act and the NDAA. I mean, that's the one that they just slipped through like right on New Year's Eve, and it's Orwellian, really. A lot of people aren't paying attention, but I mean, I'm not afraid for my life right now. I'm not afraid for my life right now, but the implications of having a law like that, I mean, who's to say what the definition of terrorism is going to be, or, what kind of vague language is going to be used to go after a certain segment of the population 20 years from now, or 10 years, or 5 years from now, or in another year, who knows?
All right, and if you could repeal one state or federal law, what would it be?
The 14th Amendment.
If you could repeal one state or federal law, what would it be?
NDAA.
NDAA.
I'm going to say Obamacare.
Wow, okay. Out of
Connecticut.
Next question. If there were one state or federal law that you could repeal, what would it be?
The Federal Reserve Act of 1913.
Out of all the topics, what's the most important to you?
Most important to me right now is preserving our Constitution. That's the most important thing right now, because our Constitution is under huge attack right now. You got H.R. 347, the trespass bill, the Patriot Act, NDA 2012, and those 3 out of many, including Agenda 21 of the United Nations. And we're under threat, folks. We need to step up against this. We need to resist, and we need to defeat the New World Order, folks.
This guy could go on and on and on. We're lucky it was that short. But Dan, good seeing you again. Thank you very much.
Yep, and I want to point out one more thing.
Sure.
I just want to point out one thing. At the Mitt Romney convention last week, they drew 600-700 people tops. Today, you've seen a good 1,100 to 1,200 people. And you got to ask yourself, this goes on all over the country too. Ron Paul draws more people. And you got to ask yourself, why is Mitt Romney leading? Do I smell fraud here?
What is the media not telling us? That's why we're here, Dan.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you. Out of all the issues that we deal with in this arena, which one is the most important to you?
The Constitution and having the courage to stand up to it, for it.
All right, in 5 words or less, out of all the topics we pay attention to, which one is the most important to you?
I would have to say the Federal Reserve and the whole spending thing, because it just allows this to keep going. They keep kicking the can down the road. It's got to stop somewhere.
You want to give a message of inspiration to the people of Rhode Island?
I'd like to tell all Rhode Islanders to, at the very least, look into Ron Paul, see what he's been saying for 30 years. He's been consistent. You may or may not agree with him on everything that he says, but he speaks his mind, and there's something to be said for that.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Out of all the topics that we deal with, which one is the most important to you? What's your topic?
The 10th Amendment.
10th Amendment. Want to give a quick message to the people of Rhode Island?
Yes, I think it's everybody's God-given right to stand in your personal integrity and to develop a backbone and tell the establishment through the media as well as the legislature, go to hell.
Nice. Thank you very much. Okay. Out of all the topics out there, which one's yours? Which one is most important to you?
Preserving our liberties and freedoms.
Peace.
Saving my daughter from this unsustainable debt.
You got it. Third question. Out of all of these topics, which one's yours? Which one is most important to you?
The one that's most important to me is the state of the United States economy, really. I mean, if people don't see what's going on, I mean, they need to take the veils off their eyes, because if we don't stop what we're doing and completely take a look at what's wrong, this is not going to end well.
You want to give a quick message of inspiration to the people of Rhode Island?
Absolutely. Open your eyes, open your hearts, vote Ron Paul.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
This concludes this program broadcast. We the People, a freedom of speech television show. Go to www.wethepeopleofri.org.